I received a phone call several years ago from an instructor at the local tech school who was teaching the woodworking program. He called to say that they were getting rid of all their old hand tools, including hand planes and bits and braces and all that fun stuff, because their program was focusing more on construction and carpentry. And he wanted to know if me and my friends would like to come down and take their pick of what's available. So I went down and walked into this room, and it was literally wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling hand planes and other hand tools. He opened up a cabinet, and there sat rows and rows and rows of number 5 hand planes. So I kind of picked through them and pulled a couple out. And this is one of them I pulled out. Unfortunately, I have not had a chance since then to really take this apart, clean it up, and put it to use. This is a Bedrock 605, which is a little bit different than your standard Stanley Bailey number 5 hand plane. And we're going to get into all that later. The Bedrock planes were made just a little bit different. Some say better, and we're going to find out what the differences are between the two. In the meantime, I'm going to try to clean this up and put it back to use. Now, if you're a collector, you may want to turn the video off right now. When I receive hand planes, I typically like to turn them into users, and I'm not here to collect planes. So I'm going to do what I need to do to get this in a usable condition. Being that this hand plane came from a tech school, it's safe to assume that all the parts and pieces have been interchanged with other planes over the years as handles broke, blades got lost, or lever caps got chipped, or whatever. So I seriously doubt that the blade and the cap iron and the lever cap and even the toad and knob were original to this body. For me, that doesn't matter because I'm looking at it to use it, not to collect it. Bedrock planes were a little bit different than your standard Stanley Bailey planes in that they milled off the cheeks to make them flat across the top. Some say it was purely a marketing move to distinguish them from their normal line of hand planes because these were gaining a reputation as being a little bit more rock solid and more for the professional carpenter. There are several websites you can go to learn more about Bedrock hand planes, and I'm going to put a link in the description or some links in the description for a couple sites that you can go to learn everything you ever wanted to know about them. Bedrock planes were originally produced in 1898, and it wasn't until 1911 that they decided to mill off the top of the cheeks to distinguish them from their other line of planes. This particular model is the first model that they did that to, and it's what some collectors would call a type number 5. But we know that this was made in 1911. So it's got a lot of history, and I do certainly appreciate old tools. As a matter of fact, I enjoy restoring old tools to usable condition almost more than woodworking itself, which is a little bit of a habit of mine. So let's take this apart and clean it up and see what we can do with it.